OLE, the utopian world of online education.
Hello students, welcome to OLE. This is your biology class. We are going to try and make biology interesting and understandable. So in the last segment of the particular lecture or the chapter, we had discussed about the finer structure of the organelles. Today we are going to begin with drawing a rough diagram of a plant cell as well as an animal cell so that you might be able to understand the placement of the different organelles. Alright, let's start. Okay, when we begin, we are going to draw a different structure, a different shape of the plant cell and the animal cell. For animal cells, we are going to draw a somewhat irregular round shape, a spherical shape. Whereas for the plant, we are going to draw a somewhat rectangular shape. Now you know that the plant has an extra covering outside of its plasma membrane, right? So we are going to draw that. Okay, let's label these two outer coverings. For the plant, we have the cell wall, and for both plants as well as animals, we have the plasma membrane. Right? Okay, then we come to the nucleus. Both of the plant and the animal cell have the nucleus, right? So let's draw that. Alright, inside the nucleus, as you can see, there's a dense body which is known as the nucleolus, and there's the thread-like network which is called as chromatin. So let us label that as well. We also know that the membrane of the nucleus is known as the nuclear membrane, that's right. So we are going to label that as well. Alright, okay. Next thing, we come to the cytoplasm. The cytoplasm is now divided into the cytosol, which is the liquid medium, as well as the organelles which are embedded inside the cytoplasm. So let's just mark the cytoplasm first. Okay, so the cytoplasm is present in both the plant and the animal cell. Now when we come to the organelles, as you know, the organelles are different, right? There are some organelles which are present in the plant cells but are absent in the animal cells, right? And there are certain others which are present in the animal cells but absent in the plant cells. So when we draw these organelles, we are going to be very careful as to what we draw in the plant and the animal cell respectively, alright? Okay, so the first organelle that we are going to draw is common to both plants and animals. So we are going to draw the endoplasmic reticulum. And as you know, the endoplasmic reticulum may have ribosomes on it, right? So we are going to first draw the rough endoplasmic reticulum and then the smooth one as well. Right? Let's label both of these. So this is the alright. Let's draw the same in the plant cell quickly. Okay, the ribosomes which are actually present on the rough endoplasmic reticulum may also be scattered inside the cytoplasm. So we'll draw them as well, and then just label the ribosomes, right? All right. So these are the ribosomes. Another interesting feature between or rather I should say the difference between plant and the animal cell is that the plant cell, all these organelles are shifted towards the periphery because there's a large central vacuole in the middle, whereas very small vacuoles are present in the animal cell. So let's draw that. A large central vacuole in the plant cell, smaller vacuoles in the animal cells. Alright, next we come to another organelle which is present in the plants but is absent in the animals, that is the plastids, right? So we are going to draw the plastids. Alright, next we are going to draw another organelle which is actually present in the animal cells but absent in the plant cells, and those are centrosome. Right. Let's come to another organelle which is present in both of these, that is the Golgi apparatus, and the vesicles which it forms, which are the lysosomes. Let's draw them both. First we are going to draw it here. So the Golgi apparatus is generally associated with the endoplasmic reticulum, so it will be close to the endoplasmic reticulum. Now another thing that you see here is that I have drawn a large Golgi apparatus here, right? But I have drawn smaller structures here. Actually in plant cells, the Golgi apparatus is in fact in the form of small components which are known as dictyosomes. It is analogous to Golgi apparatus, it performs the same function, but it is present in small components as dictyosomes. So I'm just going to write Golgi in the brackets so that you're not confused. Alright, then we also have the lysosomes which come out from the Golgi apparatus, which are formed from the Golgi apparatus, right? So they are a sort of larger body, right? than the vacuole. All right. So this we have drawn the basic structures here, right? Anything else that I'm forgetting and you are remembering? If yes, then you can draw those also, right? So this is the basic structure. Now what else we can draw here, except for the organelles, are also the non-living things or non-living materials which are present inside the cell. Like for example, the cell needs energy, right, in the form of ATP. Where does the cell get this energy from? Obviously there are certain materials which the cell it breaks down to release its energy. So in the animal cell there are the glycogen granules which are present, right? And in the plant cells, the granules which are present are the starch granules. All right. I think we've covered all of the components of the cell. You can draw this in your own copy and practice it. It is extremely important. All right. And now we are going to move on to the next segment, which is also the last segment of this chapter, which is cell division.